My thanks to those women for sitting down with me. Let's talk about the impact of the everyday woman, not just Fortune 500 leaders, on this election. Back with me, conservative commentator, formerly worked on The Hill, Tara Setmayer, and Democratic strategist Maria Cardona. I want you both to look at this September poll, CNN ORC poll. Clinton at 50% support among registered Democratic women. Sanders at 20. Vice President Joe Biden, who hasn't even jumped in the race, is at 21. Tara, to you first. Do you think if he gets in, that Biden has presents more of a threat to Hillary Clinton in terms of taking away some of those female votes?
I think he poses a threat for her all the way around. He has the potential to take female voters, male voters. The more people start to see the contrast between Uncle Joe and how relatable he is and how personable he is, and start listening to his story, his record, people are going to take a good hard listen to him. And also you see that Bernie Sanders has really crept up on Hillary in ways that no one expected. Right. And when it comes to likability, when it comes to trustworthiness. And like I said before, there was a Washington Post poll that shows that Hillary's below 50% when it comes to women in mid-September, which was a 29% drop. I don't care what Maria says. The campaign knows that is not good for them and not good for Hillary.
Right.
So she's had some, the last couple of weeks have been better for her since September,
right,
because of the gaffe with McCarthy and Benghazi and the emails. Now they're trying to neutralize that as a political issue. But yes, and the debate, all of those things combined. But will that sustain? We shall see.
So Maria, to you, the most important issues you think for Democratic voters, because you can't, in the primary, you're going to have all the Democrats on the same page when it comes to, abortion.
Most issues, right?
Right. So how do they differentiate themselves with female voters? What's the key issue there?
Well, I think like every other voter in the country, Poppy, voters are looking for who's going to offer them the best opportunities to be able to succeed for themselves and for their families. And what I think is so critical about the way that Hillary is running her campaign, and we've talked about this before now, is that she is focused on women's issues, but not just because they're women's issues. It's because women's issues have now become family issues. The way that she talks about equal pay for equal work, for example, the way that she talks about how women should be given child care, how families should be given family leave to take care of a child, whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're the dad or the mom, or whether you're two moms or two dads, I think are issues that speak to not only women, but speak to families that are trying to make a living. And I think that's incredibly important in this campaign, and Republicans are not speaking to that.
Well, actually, Marco Rubio has presented a plan, a different plan, but a plan that would provide for paid family leave for parents. However, let's move on to
Would love to compare it with Hillary's any day of the week.
Hillary keeps reminding us all that she's a woman. I mean, I think we get it.
Let's move on to the Republican side, though. I think there's some very telling numbers. Let's pull this up. Trump remaining strong among registered Republican female voters. Take a look at the poll. He's at 21% of support among women, okay? He leads Carly Fiorina. He leads Ben Carson there by women. Tara, what do you make of that?
Well, I think because Republican primary voters, female voters, aren't worrying about what's between the legs of the candidate. Okay,
no, but Hillary Clinton, despite all of the comments he made,
I get it, and as I finished my sentence, they don't care about whether you're a man or a woman. They care about who's going to be the best leader, who's going to be the best for their families. Like Maria said, Republican voters feel the same way. Who is going to be the best economically for us, for women in this country, present the best opportunities? I mean, we have a record number of women who are not in the workforce. I haven't heard Hillary Clinton address that. But when you look at Donald Trump, and I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, but he continues to be popular because he's catering to a group of people who are frustrated and want to hear about strong leadership, and his business prowess is resonating.
Maria, you bring up a really interesting point here, and that is the fact Pew did this study, and they found that more women are staying at home now than before. In 1999, 23% of American women stayed home instead of work. They worked arguably the hardest job, being parents, but 29% of women in 2012 stayed home. And a big part of that is because of the rising cost of child care. Yes. Do you think women are looking at the candidate who can come on, level the playing field a little bit more?
Absolutely. And that goes to exactly what I was talking about before, which is a lot of women don't want to be spoken to about whether they should be staying home or whether they should be going to work full time. The way that women look at their careers and their lives is with a balance, and that balance has got to be decided by every woman and her family. And what Hillary Clinton is doing, and frankly a lot of the Democrats are doing, is that they are putting together plans where the woman and the man, or the two women and the two men, the families can choose which is best for them. But when you don't have a candidate that is giving you appropriate health care, that is giving you equal pay for equal work, that is offering child care so that you can go back to work if you want to, then that candidate is not offering the choices that these families can make in order to be successful in a way that they want to in today's economy. And that's the big difference between Democrats and Republicans.
Give what the government can give you.
No,
if that's not what the American people want. They want the government to get out of their lives and to create opportunity to make it for yourself, not give it to you and have somebody else pay for it.
See, this is so interesting. They want government. You say that they want government to get out of their lives, except for when it comes to women's bodies. Then Republicans are all over getting into your lives.
All right, absolutely not true.
It's all about health. All about choices.
Thank you, ladies, very much. I have to get a break in, but it's important, and you'll both be back.
Thanks
right
so
back.
much.